Imagine you're standing in a bakery. A woman walks in carrying a basket. She dumps the contents onto the counter. It's cash, mountains of it. The baker counts it with dead eyes. He shakes his head. That loaf of bread cost her 200 billion marks. Not 200, not 200,000. 200 billion. If I told you that this exact economic nightmare is a blueprint for what's coming, you would probably laugh. But history is a pattern, a cycle. And right now, that cycle is repeating with terrifying precision. In 1921, the German mark was backed by gold, stable, trusted. But then came World War I. Germany lost. The Treaty of Versailles demanded 132 billion gold marks in reparations. Germany didn't have it, so they decided to print. At first, it was subtle, just enough to pay the bills. But then workers went on strike. The government needed to pay them, so they printed more. Then reparations were due, so they printed more. In just 7 months, the money supply exploded by over 600%. At the peak, Germany had 300 paper mills and 2,000 printing presses running 24/7. January 1922. In January 1920, the exchange rate was 64.8 marks to $1. In November 1923, it was way over 1 billion marks to $1. This economic disaster had social consequences as well. Workers were paid twice a day, not as a bonus, as survival. You got paid at lunch, you ran to the store, you bought anything real, because if you waited until evening, your money was worth half. Wait until tomorrow? Worth nothing. Factories installed sirens. When they went off, workers dropped their tools and sprinted to shops. They were rescuing their wages from extinction. Money became wallpaper. Literally. It was cheaper than buying real wallpaper. Children made kites out of billion-mark notes. But here's what really destroyed people. A teacher who had saved for 20 years for retirement found her nest egg could buy 1 week of food. Maybe. The middle class was obliterated. Not over decades, over months. They weren't stupid. They were responsible. They saved. They delayed gratification. They did everything modern financial advisors tell you to do, and the system punished them for it. Meanwhile, people in debt, their debts evaporated. Owing 1 million marks suddenly meant owing nothing. The worst financial decision became the best one overnight. The hyperinflation ended in 1923. A new currency was introduced, backed by land. The printing stopped. Germany stabilized for 5 years, but there was more to come. Then 1929. The Great Depression hit. An entire generation had just learned that the system would not protect you, that your government would choose its survival over yours, that everything you built could vanish. They were angry, they were humiliated, they were desperate, and they were listening to anyone who promised strength, who promised order, who promised revenge. 10 years later, the man who promised all three took power. Now let's look at today. There's a country with $36 trillion in debt. They pay over $1 trillion per year just in interest. How do they pay it? The same way Germany did. They print. You feel it at the grocery store. You feel it in housing prices. The government says inflation is under control, but your bank account knows the truth. But here's the difference. Germany was limited by printing press speed. Today, trillions can be created with keystrokes, instantly. It took 200 years to accumulate the first trillion in debt. Now a new trillion gets added every few months. Here's what should terrify you. This currency is the world reserve currency. When the world stops accepting dollars for real goods, all those trillions flood back home. The inflation now will look like nothing. Great empires last about 250 years before collapse. The Persians, the Greeks, Rome, the Ottomans, the British. This country declared independence in 1776. Add 250 years. You land in 2026. Every warning sign is flashing red. If you learned something new today, then do subscribe. And if you'd like to know when the next story is released, you can turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. See you next time.